Hey team, okay, so Angel Balance, founder of LifeFit Nation, and this is our team call for Thursday, August 25th. And I'm going to give everyone just a few minutes to jump on. I know some of you were not going to be able to be here tonight, but just in case, I want to give you just a couple of minutes to be able to join us. So while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up a screen share. Yep. Get my slides ready. Just give one more minute. I'm getting some messages. Okay. All right, so before I go ahead and click over to screen share, I want to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. All right, so a few things to notice. I've logged in to your online office this week and taken notice of several things that are going on. You've probably noticed in our team pages that some exciting things going on. So number one, I want to make sure everyone is aware of all of the challenge groups that we have available right now. We have we should all be inviting to our September challenge groups. We've got our Mama Strong for all of our those who are serving the mama niche, right? And we have that one is going to start on September 5th. We have the health bet. I'll say something about that in just a minute. We have our Faith for Fitness group, which is also going to be starting on the September 5th week. So like after Labor Day weekend, we will do sort of an abbreviated prep week for that group and squish some of what we normally elongate out to a full week to it then, okay? But still all the same meal planning and prepping tips that we share we'll be doing again. But that one is going to be, the theme this month is going to be the best yes and the anointed no. I'm very excited about that. Our Mama Strong group is going to be a back to school survival guide. So we're getting a great response for that one. And then we of course have our ongoing focused challenge group, and we have our teams. We're going to have our team's free clean eating groups. All this stuff is going to be shared in a team calendar and posted to the team Facebook page. And so about the health bet, I've posted and shared video that I went live on Facebook and shared some of that for the details on the health bet. And I've reached out to each of you personally to try to make sure that you are included in our team's health bet group. And let me explain my approach to this. I am creating one health bet group on the Challenge Tracker app. Everyone needs to be in the Challenge Tracker app by September 4th in order to participate from September 5th to October 2nd. October 2nd, I think is the day. I hope I'm not wrong. Okay, so, but it needs to be in there by September 4th, which is why I'm reaching out to you now. I'm collecting all your emails. So expect another email, expect to receive an email from me with the video on how to set up your profile and everything and get started within the app as a participant. And then if you are also helping to co-host that app in the app group with me, then email with an invitation from me accepting that co-host position as an admin, right? And to send the invitation to all of your people who want to join in on the Health Bet. So that's my approach. I'm taking everyone who all of my challengers will be in the same Health Bet group on the Challenge Tracker app, regardless of whatever their Facebook team or Facebook challenge group is. And that we're going to be using it mostly straightforward for accountability and motivation. So post each day about motivation and asking for accountability, and I'll share my personal Shakeology and workout accountability pictures in there each day, as we all should be, right? Okay, so tonight, I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about how to master the challenge group invite. And I'm really excited about talking about this because as a new coach is one of the first nerve-wracking things you have to build up some courage to be able to do. And I think a lot of times we overthink it and we want to complicate it and make it harder than what it has to be. But I know that it's super intimidating at first. And I don't want you to think that it has to be a complicated process or that it has to absorb a whole lot of your time. I think once you start to get the hang of it and get a knack for it, you'll be able to whip them up a whole lot quicker, a whole lot more quickly and easily. And as you get, it'll become easier to you as you practice with them. But it's important that we create the time and the opportunity for people to join us in our challenge groups. And so that's what the purpose of the invite is. And we're going to talk about the layers to inviting. That it's not just posting to social media, but there are other steps as well to help encourage people to actually join you in the challenge. But what we're going to mostly talk about tonight is how to create those attractive social media posts that can be nerve-wracking, like I said, and it takes a lot of courage. So I want to applaud our new coaches who have joined the team and started putting themselves out there. I'm really proud of you guys. You're making great strides. You're sharing your progress and your transformation so far. You're reaching out to people and inviting them into your challenge groups, into our team's challenge groups. You're utilizing the resources that you already have from the team. You're showing up every day and you're treating your business like a business. So I'm really just completely honored to be your coach, and I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see everything that you're going to accomplish in the days and months and weeks ahead, especially after tonight's training. Okay, so I'm not gonna anymore. I want to encourage you, though, if you have any questions from tonight's team call, that you post it in our team page underneath the link, or you reach out to me and send me a private message so that I can follow up with you and we can get on the phone and chat about it if we need to, right? I'm here as your personal mentor and support every step of the way. If I'm not available when you message me, I promise I will message you back as soon as I can, or I will call you, okay? All right, so let me get my screen share going. And we're going to pull this up here. And yeah. Yay. Okay, so I'm excited to get started. Okay, so how to master the challenge group invite. All right, so I'm going to encourage you all, if you don't already, to have get your pen and paper. Okay, feel free to screen share or take screenshots of these if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, and you can just flip your phone sideways. I don't know if you know how to do that, and take a screenshot. Or if you're on your desktop, then I encourage you to you can do that too. If you're more of a digital kind of person, technology advanced, right? But otherwise, get your pen and paper out and take notes as we go along, okay? Okay. All right, so number one, when we're crafting our challenge group invitations, we're mostly talking about those social media posts, right? Where you see that there's some sort of picture and then there's some sort of wording that's going with it, and we're introducing the idea to our followers what a challenge group is and why they want to join us, and what and when we're doing that, we want to make sure that we're keeping certain things and certain aspects in mind when we're crafting that post and putting it together. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to free you on right now is that you don't have to be anyone else but yourself. You are uniquely you for a reason, and people are going to be drawn to you, and they're going to be able to tell if you are not being you, if you're being fake, or if you're trying to mimic someone else, or you're not being authentic to who you really are. It's going to feel off to the reader. Okay, it's going to feel off to your warm market, which is your friends and your family and the people who already know you. If they are a new follower to you, as you are hoping to grow your audience, and people start to follow you on Facebook on your like page, right? Or they click follow to follow you through your personal profile, they're going to be watching your posts as you share them. And so if you all of a sudden share a challenge group invite that is not in line with who you are in your normal life, they're going to notice that. They're going to pick up on that, and it's going to bug them. It's going to it's going to cause them to withdraw from you rather than be attracted to you, because they're going to feel like something is off. I'm missing something about her. She's not being completely honest, or it seems like she's possibly hiding something. And they would be right. You're hiding you. You're hiding your true self. And the way that it sounds funny, because that fear of rejection will often keep us from doing the very thing that will draw people to you and make them feel comfortable enough to reach out to you, and that is to be you, be yourself. Okay, when you're putting your post together, I want to remind you to make sure that the image that you use is bright and beautiful. Your lighting is going to matter. You're going to want to make sure that it's a dark or blurry or dingy looking picture. No one is going to stop to try to squint their eyes to see what it is that you're trying to show them in a dark and dingy, blurry picture. Okay. The other thing is you want it to be easy on the eyes, right? You want it to make people want to stop to look at it. So if you're thinking, I just don't know what to post or what kind of picture to post, you then feel free to find inspiration for that. You can look at any of the posts that I make, copy the wording, make it your own. Take the image as an example or a sample of what you can do, and put your own spin on it. Follow the top coaches of the company, the ones that have got it down. So you're obviously Melanie Mitro, top coach in the company, right? Melissa McAllister, our big mentor our personal big mentor in Team Made. You want to follow her for sure, and mimic what she's doing. Look at Caroline, our star diamond. Look at find the coaches in the company that resonate with you and your niche of people, right? So if you're really into rock and roll and tattoos, find the Beachbody coaches that do it for rock and roll and tattoos. If you are someone who loves graphic tees and is faith focused in your posts and your coaching style, find the top coaches who are doing that. If you need ideas on which coaches would be best to follow to help fit your style, reach out to me or reach out to your upline and ask them. We can help you find someone. But the important thing is that they stay inspiration and not copy paste exact word for word. Okay, you still want to put your spin on it and be yourself, not them. Okay, they are awesome, but they are not you. So you still want to make sure that it's authentically your post whenever you press send. All right, when you are rewording, when you are putting and crafting together what you're going to say to invite people into your challenge groups, type like you talk. Okay, make the wording sound like you, just like you were sitting across the table from your best friend or your one of your siblings who, you know, someone who's known you all your life that you genuinely want to help. Don't talk down or condescendingly to them. If you are naturally sarcastic and people know that about you and you're able to do that playfully, go for it. But like I said, you want to type like you talk. Don't feel like you have to be stiff and formal. Be casual, so that it's easy for people to read it and they get a sense of your personality through it. So again, share your style and your personality. So it's again, it's so important, you guys, to make sure that you are being you when you are talking and with what you are posting and putting out there. It's gonna help people, your audience, connect to you and make them feel like they already know you and you're already their best friend and you really have their best interests at heart. And hopefully your heart is in the right place, and so they are able to pick up on that. And the very last thing I would say about this is about being yourself is no Beachbody pictures or Beachbody lingo in when you're crafting your post. Okay, so what that means is, you know, there are certain things that, you know, as coaches we're used to saying things like and groups and promotional and essential and, you know, those types of words and lingos that are in our coach culture once we've been in the business for a while, that if you remember when you were, before you became a customer even, some of those concepts were Greek to you. They wouldn't mean anything to you if you were reading it. So put it in plain language, put it in everyday language, and make sure it's something that they understand whenever they read it. Okay, number 2. That's supposed to be a number 2 there, not a number 1. So number 2, be authentic. And it kind of ties in with being yourself, right? But this is going a step further and making sure you're being honest and heartfelt in what you are saying. So you want to speak to them from your heart, from a place of truth, of true sincerity for what it is that you are trying to share with them. This is the biggest difference between selling and sharing, and why as Beachbody coaches we share. When we are inviting people into these challenge group experiences with us, we are literally sharing a piece of what we find to important in our own lives and has been so groundbreaking, life-changing for us. So we're sharing from a place of sincerity, and we're speaking from our heart. We're not being stiff or formal or just sharing facts and figures, right? That's very interesting, but people don't connect with the facts and the figures. They're going to connect with your story. So make sure that a piece of your story, who you are, what brought you to this part, to the point that you knew you had to make a change. How did the challenge group experience change your life or become a game changer for you in your own health and fitness journey? If you, none of us are perfect, right? So if you feel like, you're a mess or there's a struggle that you can share that, and then share how Beachbody and the challenge group experience became a part of the solution for you. People are going to relate to your messy story. They're going to relate to your struggles. They're going to relate to your imperfections more than they will ever relate to you trying to say that you've got your life all together now and it's all perfect and gravy and love and light all the time. They want to hear that. I mean, that's a yawn, right? That's boring to them. What they really want to hear is how what you are offering in your challenge groups is going to help them get out of their own mess and struggles. And the only way that they're going to hear that is if you share from your own place of authenticity and being transparent with them. So it's not a woe is me, though. It is always going to have an upswing to it. It is always going to end with, this has helped me because, and fill in the blank. So when you're crafting your invitation, your challenge group post for inviting them into your challenge group, you want to make sure that you are sharing a piece of your story to the degree that you're helping them identify themselves in your story. They can see themselves, right? So if you're like, Angel, I don't know how to do that. Well, to who you were before Beachbody, before you started making these changes, before you were ready, you made the ultimate decision that something had to give and you were ready to do something about it. What did your life look like? How did it feel? Speak out of that place, because it's going to, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, it's going to slap them in the face, right? It's going to become their reality check. It's going to be a moment of truth for them where they are going to be able to relate to you and what you're saying and see themselves in your story and start to imagine, hey, I could do that. I feel the same way. Maybe this really could work for me. And then make sure you're not giving it to them as like a magic solution or pie in the sky kind of thing, like a magic bullet or silver bullet scenario, or like it's, like it's going to be just, or make it or make it sound overcomplicated either. Make sure that it sounds practical, real life solutions that they are going to be able to do, and empower them. Let them know, hey, I'm a busy mom of 3, and I've got a full-time job, or I know what it's like to have to get dinner on the table every night and feel exhausted by the end of the day and not feel like getting my workout in. And so I can relate to you, but this is how I made it happen. So make sure that you are sharing with them that, hey, this is the real deal. I'm going to share with you and be real with you and share with you how it can be done. Make it about them and us, not just about you. So while you're sharing a piece of your story, you're also trying to bring them along with you, right? So it's not just me, and I'm so great, and I am now wonderful because I'm doing XYZ. No, you're also saying, you know, hey, I know where you, if you're feeling this way, then I can relate to you, and I know how that feels because I felt that way myself, but I'm here to tell you, you can do it too, and you can come with me. So let's go. Let's do it together, right? You want to get them excited about what it is that you're offering them, and compel them to want to join you. And so when you are, you know, sharing this with them, and you're trying to be yourself and you're being authentically you, the last thing you want to do is use a stock photo or a beach body picture with Autumn Calabrese. She's gorgeous and she's wonderfully fit, but people aren't going to always relate to that. They're going to relate to you. They're going to see themselves in you. When you're sharing your before picture, they're going to see their own before picture. And when you share your after picture, your progress picture, they're going to start to be able to imagine what's possible for them, and imagine their own progress and their own before and after photos. But if you just put a picture of Autumn Calabrese or Sagi Kalev, that's all that they're going to see. And it might actually have the opposite effect. It might actually intimidate them or make it feel like it's unrealistic, and they'll talk themselves out of it. And so, again, not using the lingo, right? Okay. Number 3, speak to your person. And what I mean by that is like your ideal customer, the person that you would most ideally to work with. Think about who you were before Beachbody, before you started making changes in your life. Who was that person? How did you feel? How did you go through your day? What did it feel like to live your life day in and day out, unhappy with either your body image or your weight, or your, you know, maybe you were a gym rat, but you were frustrated with the results you were seeing. Maybe you had never exercised a day in your life. Maybe, you know, whoever you are, you know, so if you're a mom and you're going to be attracting more moms like you, right? If you don't enjoy, if you think, okay, my ideal customer is someone who you know, loves God and goes values volunteering in her community, values home life, and but she, you know, she has a full-time job and she feels overwhelmed often by the demands put on her to be a good mom and be present in her kids' life and making family a priority, you know, all these types of things, right? And that's what you want to make sure you're bringing up in your language when you're talking to that person, when you're crafting your post, is you are putting that in what you are saying. So I put some examples of these in our team page, in our team group page on Facebook. So make sure that you go to the files section of our team page and you find those. The first one is entitled Fit Tip Posts, and the other one is entitled Business Tip Posts. So, but or business op posts, right? So one is more for inviting someone into the coaching opportunity, but the other one is a fit tip post, right? But you can still take tidbits from each of those. But here's some tips, okay? When you are crafting and you're trying to put those words together, make sure that you are speaking out of your values and what you want, the type of person that you want to attract to you. Not even just the kind of person that you want to attract, but also the type of person that you know you can help. You've got the solutions for them because you've lived it and you've overcome those same problems. You've overthrown those same mountains in your life. You have learned how to have peace where you used to not have peace, and so and you've been able to apply solutions to the very things that they struggle with because you struggled with them, right? So highlight your struggles And by doing so, you're going to be highlighting theirs. They're going to be able to see themselves in your struggles, and they're going to know, hey, she's talking to me. I've got those same problems. So whether you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a career mom, you're a college student, or you're a single dad, speak to your persons. And if you don't know how to speak to your person, then think back to who you used to be and speak to that person. And I guarantee you, by doing so, you will be speaking to your ideal customer, your niche, your avatar is what some people call it. You will be speaking to your person. These are the people that are going to get you, and they're going to become your faithful followers, your tribe. Okay, they're going to become your loyal uh, uh, teammates and customers. I hate to say customers, because these people are your true fit family. They get you, they celebrate with you, they are in the trenches with you, and they appreciate everything that in every way that you pour your life out to genuinely help them in their struggles, so they want to be there for you. So speak to them, use your normal words, and is when you're talking to them, keep in mind what their motivation is. So like, for example, for my niche, it's not always just about weight loss. If I only talked about weight loss, I would not appeal to the majority of the people that that are friends with me, because at the end of the day, my friends and family are and more often than not, their values are lined up with my values, and my personal values is that it's not just about weight loss, and it's not just about skinny jeans, and it's not just about looking good in a bathing suit. I need to, when I'm speaking and I'm crafting my post, I need to speak to the other issues that are important to me, that through health and fitness, through the solutions that Beachbody has to offer, we are also able to address. So confidence, body image, self-image, self-worth, all these other things, just health in general, taking care of, faith is one of my niches. So I speak about the body being a temple, and why it's important to me to be healthy from the inside out, body, soul, and spirit, right? So hopefully that gives you a clearer picture of whenever I'm saying speak to your niche or speak to your person, and that it doesn't have to just be about pounds lost. It doesn't just have to be about inches lost, right? Okay, number 4, be the image. And what I mean by that is not using Beachbody or stock photos. Like I said, no, not the pictures of Autumn Calabrese, not just I know Beachbody makes the photos for us so that we can use them if we want to. Generally speaking, I don't you'd use those for your social media posts. Maybe 1 or 2 every now and then, if you are a blogger, including them in a blog post. But I would say if you did, it's still just one of the 5 other photos that you are putting in that same blog post, and that the other 4 or 5 photos are of you. So when I say the image, I mean you be the image. You are branding you. You want people to be able to see the results that you are living out, the results that you have experienced with the products. This is where being proof that the products work is truly one of the 4 vital behaviors. So you want to share your results, and you want to share your lifestyle, guys. So if you're promising to teach them how to meal plan and prep, maybe in your challenge group, maybe consider sharing pictures of you in the kitchen, of you cooking. And this goes too for not just the challenge group invitation post, the the big, social media posts that you're making and inviting them into your challenge group, but also for the posts in between your invitations, so that people are seeing that you're the real deal and that you really can teach them about meal plan and prep, because you are doing it, you're living it. So share your true results, share your lifestyle, be the image, be the brand, brand you, and make sure that they are able to see that you're not just trying to get their money. You're not just trying to sell something to them. You are trying to share your lifestyle with them so that they can make a new lifestyle change themselves. So another thing is, when you're putting that image together, you want to make sure that it's something that kind of causes them to, most people on social media, they're not on their desktop when they're on Facebook, right? And most people, they're going to Facebook, but it can be Facebook, it can be Instagram, whatever it is. People are usually on their phone or mobile device, and they're scrolling. And if the image does not portray or match up with the words in your post, then they're not going to be able to get the main idea. You're not going to be able to capture their attention long enough to make them want to read the text of your post, right? Most people are scrolling through and judging based on the image or the video of what they see in the first few seconds of that video, on whether or not they're going to read the post at all, or if they're keep on moving, right? So when you create that picture, you want to make sure that they get a pretty good idea of what your post is going to be about, and that the image lines up with what it is that you're talking about. So again, if your niche is the busy mom, then make sure that your picture helps to resonate with the busy mom. And in some kind of way, it's a snapshot, highlight, if you will, of the reality TV show that is your life. And in this way, they will not only see the main idea, but they will be able to see themselves. They'll be like, man, that looks like me just the other day. And it makes them want to stop and look up at your words and see what it is that you have to say, right? All right. But when you're creating your image, it doesn't have to be all flashy or have a whole bunch of words. In fact, make sure it doesn't have a lot of words on it. Too many words on it, and it's going to look like a magazine ad, or not even a magazine ad, like a newspaper ad. And nobody wants to take the time to read all that, right? You want, so simple is good. It doesn't have to have a whole lot to it. It doesn't have to have 6 different colors and 5 different fonts, right? Even just one word or one sentence and a tagline. Or a date, and with an awesome, bright, eye-catching, beautiful photo of you is perfect. It doesn't have to be showy. You want, again, them to be able to relate to it and see you as the brand. Okay, so number 5, sense of urgency. You want to create this sense of urgency so that they feel compelled to act, and act now, right? So, and that they need to get their things in order to hurry up and join you, right? And they need to get their things together to join your challenge, to make the purchase, and make the purchase on time and in enough time to get in your group. And if you just say, oh, I've got a challenge group, but you don't say when your challenge group is going to start, or you don't have a join by date, then they're most likely going to wait 6 months to a year. They'll just kind of be like, oh, okay, well, one day I'll join our challenge group. But if you start saying, oh, I've got this awesome an opportunity. I'm so excited about this new challenge group that I'm forming, and you tell them what, tell them a theme. Make sure it has a purpose behind it. And you say it's going to start on this date, and you need to enroll or register by this date. Then they know that if you've really done your job and you've motivated them, and it just appeals, you've spoken to them and it appeals to them, they're going to want to take note of that deadline that you've given and tell themselves, oh, okay, well, what can I do to make it happen by that date? I know that this is a group that I need to be a part of. So it creates a sense of urgency for them, right? So you as the host, as the coach that's hosting this challenge group, you want to make sure that you are planning ahead. Make sure that when you're putting this invitation out there, that you're giving them at least 2 weeks, and I would say even up to 21 days of time to be from the deadline, from the start and the deadline, right, to order. Because and create yourself a buffer. Give yourself a buffer. So like if your deadline, if the deadline to join, so like if you know that it takes 5 to 10 days for their challenge pack to ship to them, then you don't want to be just now posting your invitation to your group for the first time 2 days before your start date, right? You want to plan ahead, and if you know, okay, I need to plan it out at least 14 days out from our start date, then maybe make sure you tag on an extra 3 days on top of that. So it gives them time to, first of all, see your post, because unfortunately not everybody sees your posts. Not everybody's on Facebook every single day. Sometimes it's a day or two later, right? And so give them enough time is the main point here. And then give yourself enough time to not just put the invitation out there, but to also be able to private message, and do your private messages and your follow-ups and your additional posts throughout the week. Remember, we talked about being able to share other content in between your challenge group invitation posts that kind of showcases the very things that you're saying you're going to be able to show them or teach them or help them with in your challenge groups, right? And more posts in between that is continuing to share your lifestyle. So it gets them excited to want to join your challenge group whenever they see your invitation posts. All right, so number 6 is call to action. And this is when you are asking them to do something, right? So we've created this wonderful image that makes them want to stop to read your post. And now that they're reading your post, you want something in there that is not going to keep them from continuing to just scroll on and skip. You want them to actually read it. So you want to have your wording be short and sweet, and not give every single detail, but always include some type of call to action where you're asking them to either private message you or message you for details, or like and comment like my post, share my post, comment below, ask me your questions, or ask them a question in your post. Do you like this or that? Or what do you think about this or that? And ask their opinion on something. And here's the thing, you guys, when you can encourage them to start commenting on your stuff, it builds affinity with Facebook, and it tells Facebook, hey, this is a pretty popular post that so-and-so has made here. We want to make sure we put it in front of more and more people. And oh, look, she's got Sue, Nancy, and Jan commenting on her post. So we want to make sure that Sue, Nancy, and Jan's friends and other people who are friends with her that are like Sue, Nancy, and Jan, that they see her post as well. So it's like a popularity contest a little bit with Facebook and their algorithms and how they kind of determine going to be on your post. And so when you post it and you put that call to action in there, asking them to private message you or comment below, don't just post it and then walk away. Stick around for a few minutes and comment back. Start the conversation with them. And this is really your opportunity to start being a coach and start the process of, asking them what are your overall health and fitness goals. Let's move this to a private conversation, or get their email address so you can email them and bump it up to a professional level of conversation where you're starting to really invest in them and get to know what their needs are, right? So, and then part of your sense of urgency and call to action is, why is now the time to join? Right now is prime time for you to be saying, now's the time to join because we've got this health bet. You can actually join us now before September 4th, and email address, I'll get you in on the health bet, and you will be entered in to Beachbody's pool to receive part of the cash prize. So, but whatever it is, if you're sharing around a particular theme or focus or, book or devotional or whatever it is, and create some type of uniqueness to your theme or your challenge for this month that is different from before and different from what you'll ever create again, or that compels them to want to join now, because again, you're speaking to your old you, who you used to be, and knowing that in order for their situation to change, they need to make the choice to change. And so now is the time to make that decision. So however you need to do it, but create that call to action that compels them to private message you and reach out to you and like and comment. And if they just like and comment, you are still in a position to be able to reach out to those people and say, hey, I saw that you commented or liked my post. Thank you for your support and encouragement along in my journey. And, are you interested in my challenge group? I'm always here to help you. And then I would say also make sure that you are posting 2 to 3 times a week at a minimum for your challenge group invitations. And, I know some of you are going to start asking me, okay, well then, if I'm posting 2 or 3 times a week for my challenge group invitations, how many times am I posting for my invite to the coaching opportunity invitations? And the answer is also probably about 1 or 2 times a week. So when you're doing that, just think about when your niche or your people are most often on Facebook. And the answer to that is often going to be when you are usually on Facebook, but not always. So you might have to play around with it and really start with your like page. You can pay attention to your analytics, your insights. It'll show you when most of the people who follow your page are online and interacting with your page. So it gives you a better idea of the hours of the day that you'll get the most traffic and the most interaction with, that your posts will get the most attention. But you'll just have to play with it. It's kind of a trial and error when you're first starting out. And then from season to season too, it might kind of change. Like right now it's back to school time. So everyone's schedules has kind of shifted and changed. And a lot of moms are not online at the same time that during the summer than they are during the school year. So just keep it in mind, if they're a mom and dad, they might not get on Facebook until after 8 p.m. your time, because that's when most kids are going to bed. And they're most likely to probably hop on and take a look maybe first thing in the morning, and again right before they really start getting into their work schedule, like between 8 and 9 a.m. And then again somewhere around lunchtime, while they're chit-chatting with friends and grabbing a bite to eat or grabbing another coffee or whatever it is, they'll jump on then. So if they are a mom and they or stay at home, they'll likely be on Facebook. They'll jump on Facebook while they're waiting for their kids to get out of school or shortly after their kids are home from school in their in-between time. So just keep it in mind when they're going to be home or when they're going to be on Facebook, when they're going to be on social media most often. Pay attention and try to post around those times, and then make sure that if you're really wanting people to see your post and respond to your calls to action, when you're in the moment that you're posting, or at least on that same day, that you're posting more than once. Don't just put it up there one time and then walk away, like I said, because and then never post again, like through the week or for the next 2 weeks leading up to your challenge group. Because what if they just weren't on that day that you first posted it? Or what if they saw it once, but then they needed to see it a second or third time before they really considered it seriously? Or and don't think that if I just post this one time and then I don't get a lot of likes or comments, that means that nobody, don't allow it to discourage you, is what I mean. That means you're a total failure, and that it means that you won't ever find any challengers. That's defeated thinking. That's absolutely not true. A lot of people, they see it and they just keep on scrolling and they don't hit like or comment or whatever, but it doesn't mean they're not thinking about it. Or that your post did not do its job by getting in front of their eyes, right? And so just keep on going. So here in that kind of vein, here's the layers of inviting, okay? So when you're looking at those social, we've been mostly talking about that public post. And what I want you to see here is that is really just the tip of it's a triangle here, but how the saying goes, the tip of the iceberg, right? That is not going to actually be where you get the majority of the people to join your challenge group. It is good and it is a starting point, but that's what you need to remind yourself, that putting the big public post on social media is the starting point. It's not the end all be all. So again, don't get discouraged if people don't immediately click like and comment and say, oh yes, and you immediately get 10 yeses saying that they are interested and want to join your challenge group. You are going to still have to go through the layers of inviting to truly connect with them and on a personal level, so that it becomes a real concept and to them, right? So you start with your public posts, but then once you've created your big social media public post, and actually, you know what? I would recommend that when you create the first one, that you go ahead and in that same moment create a second and third version of the same invitation, right? So like maybe you switch your wording up just a little bit, or you just recreate it in a different type of wording, or you say the same thing but just in a different way, but you're still communicating. Maybe whatever you put at the bottom of your post, you try switching it up and putting it on the top of your post or whatever. And then your image, maybe you change the color of the font, or maybe it's a different picture but it's the same wording on the picture, right? And or it's a different filter or something. Change it up in some kind of way, but to where it's still the same invitation to the challenge group, so that you already have your posts for the entire week. And so when you make your 2 to 3 public posts for your challenge group invitation that week, you've already got it. You just have to upload it at those ideal times that we were talking about, that your people are most likely online. So, but after you make your public post, after that, you're going to want to create an event on Facebook. And when you create your event, you're going to actually click invite and start selecting some of the people that you believe would be interested in your challenge group. And then after that, the third layer is to actually enter into the personal messages and the emails and the phone calls, and where you're actually talking to people one-on-one and saying, hey, I hope you saw my invitation to my challenge group. And then you give them your little blurb about it and get them excited about it without sharing all the details and information, just to get the invitation out there, right? So whet their appetite, intrigue them a little bit to get them excited. Okay, so I'm going to go over some example posts like real quick, and then we're going to close out the call. So these are just some examples. So whenever I said find some, if you don't know what to post or how to post, look at the top coaches in the company, right? So I've highlighted some of my favorites here, and that resonate with me, and I like to follow and their example in my own posts. So and we're just looking at the images because, again, I've shared sample wordings in our team page, and we have a team script available also for examples on your wordings when you're sending your personal messages to people and inviting them one-on-one, right? Okay, so like up in the top left is Allie, and I love this picture because it's a lot of what we talked about. It's bright and it's beautiful, right? You immediately get a sense of her personality, that she is fun-loving and joyful, and real like girl next door kind of, really. And her message there is very clear, and it's simple, right, and straightforward, but it's appealing to the eye. And obviously she is trying to appeal to girls here, so because of the choice of the pink and the glitter on the mug, right? And so she makes it very personal and informal, but at the same time, a touch of professional, right? So, and then when you see next to her in the middle at the top there, that's Raina, and she is. I love following Raina for many different reasons, but this particular post here, I like to highlight the fact that she's sharing a before and after, but look at the dates, you guys. She's sharing week 6 and week 7. So this is not even like a day 0 and day 30 or day 60 before and after. This is last week, this week. Look at the changes that are happening. So this is so powerful for new coaches and even not new coaches, right? I like to do this too. I like to say, hey, look at the transformation that I'm already seeing in my body from week 1 to week 2. I'm halfway through my 30-day challenge, right? So you don't have to have a full transformation. You don't have to have dropped 2 or 3 dress sizes in order to show them and be proof that the product works, right? And she's obviously not done up to, or glossed over or have any kind of filter here. She's just being herself, and she is being transparent and authentic, right? And just sharing her progress in just a week's time. So, all right, so the very next one at the top right there you see is Melanie Mitro, and she has dance. Hers is very simple, but I love how she made like a little photo session of her moves, of little parts of the country heat workout, right? And so you see that she's having fun, but she's also getting a workout. And she just used a fun little app, which you can do this kind of thing in PhotoFi, in PixArt, I'm trying to think of another app. Let me look. let me look at my phone real quick. What's another one? I can't think of another one right now. Yeah, so PixArt, PhotoFi, you can do it in. Pick, Play, Post is another one. So just get in a fun little app. It's really super simple. You take a bunch of different action shots and you can put them together. And then all she did was a simple wording at the top saying, dance yourself fit. I mean, the message on that is so clear. And you get a sense of her personality. And you get the sense that, yes, I could do that too, right? And a sense of why you would want to do it. Oh, I like to dance. I like country music, you know, and I have a desire to get fit, right? So the next one is right below her. And this one I didn't really, actually didn't touch on too much as far as in the slides earlier. But when you're creating your challenge group, invite, hopefully, like I mentioned before, you're going to want a theme, and you can always make sure that you come up with a fun title to your challenge group, and that again, she's able to appeal to her person, right? And she's showing not just her personality, but she's showcasing the community of coaches who are in the challenge group with her. So you immediately get a sense that you're joining arms with these people. You're getting a lot of value from this challenge group because you're not just getting one coach. Look at that. I'm getting 5. Wow. You know, look at the value in that. And they are tailoring it specifically to the pregnant mama community, right? Bump Sister Boot Camp. I mean, that's fun. And it immediately people are able to identify themselves in that post and see and start to picture themselves having fun even though they're pregnant and getting fit, right? Now, the last 2 that I want to share with you, they're both Melissa McAllister, but actually neither of these posts were crafted by Melissa McAllister. They were actually posted and crafted by the other ladies that you see in the pictures with Melissa. So this is a fun twist on things too, because one of the things that I love about having Melissa as our personal mentor in the business is she has made it very clear, you know, feel free to use any of my pictures if it helps you with, you know, establishing credibility and just recruiting people into the business with you, or appealing to them to want to be a coach with you, or to join your team, or to join your challenge, right? So especially if she is offering to host a challenge group for the team and you are inviting your people into that challenge group, well, you know, have her face be a part of what you're doing, but don't exclude yourself, right? So I love that. Also, with the one in the middle there at the bottom, you immediately get the sense that she's saying, yeah, I'm not where I want to be yet, but that's what I'm working on, right? And we're being led by that woman right there. So you're going to learn a lot, and I'm already learning a lot too. So people are able to see the value in that, but there's also a little bit of a sense of humor. Now, the other one to the left, there's a sense of humor in that one too, but it also is intriguing, and it's a scroll stopper, right? It makes you stop and ask the question, say what? Like, you say it with them, and you're wondering, I wonder what that post is about. What are they about to say, right? So those are some great examples, you guys, of you know, that I would encourage you. Let me stop this screen share here and stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so hello again. Hopefully all those examples help you whenever you are crafting your post and you've been taking your notes, and you're going to keep these in mind whenever you're crafting your own challenge group invite. But I can't tell you enough. don't just copy paste. I can't, you know, I've made those same errors. I've done it myself too. I look back at some of my posts from when I first started coaching and I cringe a little bit because I can recognize where I did things that I'm thinking now like, wow, no wonder nobody joined me in that challenge group back then. Or man, I wish I wouldn't have said that way. Or where did I get that from? Because that doesn't resonate with who I am. Just if you get nothing else from this, I hope that you get that you need to be authentically you and be free to be you and to share from your own personal struggles so that people are able to be drawn in to your invitation. Okay, so that's about all I really had to share with you for all of my little tips and tricks that I've been able to learn along the way. I'm still learning and growing, obviously, but these are the things that I've been able to obviously learn and implement that I can see are truly helping resonate with the people who follow me and respond to the challenge group invitations, and you know that I feel confident in being able to share with you so that you are able to operate in this business with some integrity and some honesty and be proud of what you're presenting and putting out there, right? Okay, so thank you everybody who was able to be on live with me tonight and is able to tune in later to the replay. And I'm eager to hear back from you some of your feedback and some questions that maybe you have, so we can continue this conversation and you know, really get into the meat and potatoes. So my call to action or my little homework assignment for you at the end of this is to actually take some of the samples, the examples, everything that we shared in the slideshow presentation with the sample posts and the examples that are in the team files, and craft your own challenge group invitation. Whether you've never done one before or you haven't done one yet, it's Thursday. It's the perfect time to put an invitation out there. We're approaching the weekend. And so, you know, Friday night is going to be, you know, family night or date night. And Saturday is going to be, you know, full of, you know, running errands and grocery shopping, and Sunday is church, and you know, and so Thursday night is a great night to post. Sunday night is a great time to post. Monday morning is a great time to post. So your call to action is to go ahead and craft your challenge group invitation post. We've already talked about all the challenge groups that you could invite to that our team is hosting, and get it ready, get it scheduled on your Facebook page, and post it. Press the button to actually post it. Just take a deep breath. I know it takes some courage, but put yourself out there, say a little prayer, and have some faith that, you know, people are going to be attracted to you and that you can do this, because you can, and you are enough. You are unbelievably enough just the way you are, and I believe there is that if you speak from your heart and you be true and you stay true to yourself and be authentically you, you can't go wrong. People are going to hear your heart in your message, and they're going to be compelled to reach out to you and start asking questions and join you in your next challenge group. So I can't wait to see all of your posts. When you post it, make sure you tag me, and you know, use the use tag to the challenge group, or for your you know, something that resonates with you and your niche, right? So make it fun, but make sure you tag me so that I can see your posts and get more eyes on it. So you know, at your team, we can show up and encourage you in all your posts and help you create that excitement and momentum. So, okay, guys, I'm going to log off now. I love you, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.